Hello parents and caregivers, my name is Altina Al-Tahir and I have been an educator for over 13 years and I have taught hundreds of kids how to read. Today I'm going to teach you how to teach your little ones how to read with just a few easy steps. First of all, a lot of people think that in order for a child to read, they need to know all the alphabets. That is incorrect. You can teach a child how to read with them knowing just a few alphabets. To start out, teach your child 10 letters. Pick 10 letters that you can make a bunch of words out of. I usually try to pick 10 letters, 9 consonants and 1 vowel, and I focus on making words out of those 10 letters. I suggest you start out with these 10 letters. The letters A, B, C, F, H, M, P, R, S, T. Now, when teaching these letters, I don't want you to teach them the name of the letters just like I did here. No, you're going to teach them the sound of the letter. So I always teach the children the sound of the letter. I teach them that a letter has a name and it has a sound. I usually have a chart. What does it sound like? What does it look like? What is its name? Okay, and I give them an action that goes with each letter. So when I teach these letters in the classroom or when I teach them with my little groups, I always teach the sound. I also focus on teaching them these letters in lowercase. I introduce the uppercase, but we focus on the lowercase because most of our reading is going to be in lowercase. So this is how we start out. I also teach them the vowels in a different color because later on, when we start reading and we use the long and short vowels, it's an easy way to spot them. So I teach them the vowels in a different color. I teach them both the long and short sound, but I always focus on the short sound. Now, each letter has a sound and an action that goes with it. So you can use the Jolly Phonics actions. You can use that, or you can come up with your own actions. Sometimes my students come up with their own actions for each letter, but we just stay consistent and use that action throughout the whole year. So every day we review these letters. I have them up with big flashcards in my classroom, in their bedrooms. When I was teaching my own children how to read, I had big flashcards with the letters that we're learning. And every day we'd go through them and we'd point to the letter and say the sound and the actions. So we go through the letters like this. A, we point to the letter. A, A, A. B, B, B. K, K, K. F, F, F. H, H, H. P, P, P. S, S, S. T, T, T. I would go over and over and go over them every day until those letter sounds become so familiar to the children that it becomes like second nature. As soon as they see them, they make those sounds. After we go through that stage, we can start with the reading stage. This is a very fun part. I teach it like this. I start out by putting the vowel on the middle of the board. And we go, what is the sound? The sound is ah, ah, ah. Okay, so there's a sound. Ah, ah, ah. Then I'm going to introduce another sound. What's the sound? T, T, T. Now I have two sounds. I have ah, ah, ah. T, T, T. Now I can pick any letter from over here that they've taken. All these letters can make a word. Go like this. What's the sound? B, B, B. Okay, so now I have 3 letters here. I have a word. We can read. The kids get so excited when you get to this stage because now we can read. Got B. I have a dot under each letter. Now each dot represents a sound. At the beginning, each dot represents a letter sound, but as we move on and we progress with our reading, A dot could represent a digraph or a trigraph. The dot represents a single phoneme. So over here, I've got single phonemes. Our phonemes are letters. Later on, there'll be digraphs and trigraphs, but it's okay. At this point, we're just doing phonemes. So I teach the kids how to read with these dots. We put my finger, or they put their finger on the dot. They could use a pointing stick. B, A, T, B, A, T. Now we have sounds. Then I teach them, now let's blend it. B, A, T, bat, bat, bat. Ah, there, we've got a word. A very important tip here is don't draw a picture of a bat and write the word underneath it and expect your child to read. They're not going to read then. They're going to look at the picture and tell you what they see. We're not teaching them to read the picture. We want them to read the words. So we start out by just going through the sounds. B, at, bat, bat. Now once the child has learned the word or has read the word, we can then show them a picture to make sure that they really understand what the word is. So bat, bat. So make sure not to put the picture and then write the word underneath, because then the child is reading the picture, not the word. We're focusing on reading the words. Now, once we've gone through this stage, they can read any word with these letters. They can read any at word. So another thing I do in my classes is I'll start grouping words. So now I'm going to teach them all the at words. So I'll start by saying, okay, what is this letter? And the kids will go, ah. And I'll go, how about this one? And all my kids will say, t, at, at, at. Then I'll throw in another letter from up here. We'll go, b. Let's read this, bat. And I'll do another one, ah, ah, t, t. Throw in a letter from over here. So I've got a, t. Throw in another letter, k. Now I've got k, a, t, cat, cat. What's this letter? A, t, t. Throw in a letter from here, h, h. Blend it, hat. Now our children can read out of these 10 letters. You can teach your child how to read a bunch of words. They can learn all of these words. So I'm going to show you these words up here real quick. Once your child has learned all of these letters, they can read all of these words. Bat, cat, fat, hat, mat, pat, sat. All of these are under the at word family. But they can also read words like am. And each time you add a new letter, you can start with a new word. They can also now read words like cap, phonemes. So teach each letter sound on its own, identify each letter sound, mark it out with a dot. So use phonemes. Out of these 10 letters, your child can read about 20 words. The letters are correlated to reading, and the child will be more interested in learning the alphabets and learning the letters and learning letter sounds. So this is how this method works for teaching children how to read. So we're going to go through the steps. First of all, they don't need to learn all the alphabets. They just need to learn a handful of letters and letter sounds. Second of all, at this stage, we want to focus on the phonetics, the phonemes, the breaking down of words, the breaking down of sounds, and the gathering of sounds to make words. When you're teaching children how to read, use word families because it makes it easier. And the fourth and very important point is do not use pictures. You do not want your children to read the pictures. You want them to read the words, sound out the words, and then they can draw a picture. You can show them a picture, but do not use the picture when introducing the word. Start out with just the letters because we want to make sure that they're actually reading. A lot of kids are very smart and they can guess really fast what the word is. After we do these stages and we reach to a reading comprehension, then we teach our children to read the pictures, get picture cues. Pictures are very important for reading, but not at this stage. So a lot of parents get very frustrated and they want their children to read right away. Reading is not something that comes naturally. You show your kids a book and they start reading. Reading is a process. It's something that must be taught. So for your child to start reading, I would say give them some time. Do not rush them. Let them take in the sounds slowly and let them listen to you read to them. Read lots of stories so that they can connect written words with sounds, with meanings. So this is a process. It's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. Be patient with your child. Be patient with yourself, because this is a fun journey that you're going to go on together. And it could take anywhere from a couple of months to a year or two for a child to actually start reading from the beginning to the end. I hope you benefited from this and you can get started on teaching your little ones how to read. Thank you.